Welcome to my show. And I just want to say that before you do anything else, just subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for further notifications so that I can benefit from you watching me and so that you can benefit by getting more of my podcasts. Now, one of the other things I too need to mention is that later on today at about 4 o'clock Australian Central Summer Time, here in Adelaide, I'll be doing a live feed. So if any of you would like to connect with me during that at about 4 o'clock, that would be great. I look forward to being with you and having a conversation about subjects and matters that you are interested in. There'll be a range of stuff, political, national, international, whatever, that we'll be talking about as well. So, but it's important that you join in for that conversation. So please make sure that you're available at around 4 o'clock our time. So I want to talk about Peta Incredible, because Peta Credlin has decided that because they're a bit lacking in stuff that they can talk about at the moment. So they've, at Sky News, they've decided to just pick a few issues that are probably pretty irrelevant, but relevant to them because it stokes the flame of discontent. Now, Peta has decided that she's going to have a conversation about China and the fact that China should be depicted as our enemy. And as a result of that, we should act aggressively towards them as they circumnavigate Australia, as they, come in close vicinity to some of our aircraft, whatever it might be, and for whatever reason, we should attack them. We do acknowledge, and she acknowledges, that they are a major trading partner. But she also in this piece mentions Morrison having a go at them during the COVID, and that cost us. That cost us billions of dollars in terms of fishing, particularly around lobster, and also cost us in terms of our wine industry. So having a shot at China openly is probably a pretty unhelpful thing to do. However, Credlin thinks that everything that should be done diplomatically should be done in the open, that we all should be made aware of what is happening between Australia and China. Now, I'm just going to play a bit of her clip, and then we'll talk about it when you're finished reviewing the crap that is Peta Credlin.
First, whether it's claiming that wind and solar is the cheapest form of power, or claiming that there's nothing to see in the government's $2.4 million payoff to Brittany Higgins, or claiming that Australia's relationship with China is very strong, the Albanese government is consistently into reality denial. Communist China is indeed our largest...
I think that's a classic, that the Albanese government... Now, look, I'm the first one, not the first one. I am a person who is prepared certainly to criticise the Albanese government, and there's much that they could be criticised over, I hasten to add. But the fact that you're in some sort of denial process by someone like Sky News is just, I think it's just hypocrisy. Hypocrisy at its most obvious.
Largest trading partner, with two-way trade exceeding $200 billion a year. But that doesn't mean that Beijing's our friend. No true friend would impose $20 billion worth of trade boycotts.
And I need to add to this that no true friend would impose an unnecessary tariff on Australia either, as is the case with the United States, particularly when we spend more money in the United States than they do investing in Australia. So I don't understand her logic, but there again, she's on Sky News. Does there need to be any logic at all?
On Australia, as Beijing did for several years, after we had the temerity to seek a full international inquiry into the origins of the...
Yeah, how dare we do that? How dare we? And that decision, as I just said, cost us billions of dollars. Well done, Morrison.
Wuhan virus. No true friend would have sailed a naval flotilla around Australia. or conducted live fire exercises without any prior notice to the Australian government, something that former Army boss Ian Langford last night on the show was quick to call out.
Now, when one deals with another country, I would suggest that much of that work is done in secret, that there are conversations between the Department of Defence, Foreign Affairs, whatever the case might be, with their counterpart in China. Now, I don't believe that we should know necessarily what all those conversations are about. To assume, though, that Credlin does, that they're not happening at all, that the whole process needs to be incredibly transparent, as it was when Morrison had a go at the Chinese for what was happening, what he believed in Wuhan, is I find it horrend. You know, the fact that we can't find ways to negotiate, to have conversations with people about sensitive issues through the current system that exists through embassies and through diplomacy. But for whatever reason, Credlin believes that this process should be completely open, as I'm sure the process has been during the Howard period and the Abbott period and all the Liberal Party as well. No, it hasn't, right? But there again, this is what Credlin believes. That so it's a criticism that somehow we must view China as the enemy, as opposed to, okay, we don't have to see them as a friend, but there again, the United States is not a friend either. We don't have to view them as someone that we need to cozy up to, but we do need to view them as someone that needs respect, because they are important to us in terms of what they buy from us and what we buy from them. And that if Credlin was in power, she'd be shitting over all of that, because that's what the Liberals do. And they, the thing for me is that we can become extremely fearful of what China may offer, or we can become circumspect and start to consider that what they offer has benefit to us, even though we may not agree with their political system, we may not agree with the way they're progressing in the China Sea, but and we may not agree with many of their policies, if not all of them. But there are elements by which we need to work better with China, rather than view them as someone who is hostile towards us. That's what Credlin and Sky News are focusing on. They're focusing on the fact that we need to be, or demonstrating some form of aggression towards China, even though they haven't been overtly aggressive towards us. So let me know what you think about China, our relationship with China. How important is it? Because I think it's damn important. But do we need to take the stand that Sky News is suggesting that we take, whereas we attack them at every opportunity and we demonstrate some form of aggressiveness towards them? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Remember that later on today I will be doing a live feed at around 4 o'clock, and I hope you can join me for that. Take care, everybody.